Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, 'cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Here we go. It is the weekend. Welcome to it. Friday night. Yeah. Going to the jam with the fam tonight. Coral Springs Sportsplex. See y'all down there. Don't get down very often. Down south.
Yeah,
At least not as a show.
I was talking to Denny's. I wonder if there's a cool pizza place that I never get out there that someone could recommend.
Yeah, somebody actually had texted in. I think it was on yesterday's show. I saw it come up, and they had said, "Hey, is Jay Berg going to do any Broward County ones? I got a great pizza place for him." So, yeah. In fact, the guy's putting on the event, Dave. I think he had a suggestion for you for a pizza place. So just reach out to him. Suits knows him. He was his teacher.
Look at
there
that.
when Suits was in Parkland.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna help you out. And Fran said, "Hey, when are you guys coming back for a Friday night in Fort Lauderdale? Come on south." Yeah, I don't know. It's just a matter of probably finding the right thing. We're hoping to do some of the KVJ beer podcasts. Like, if we could get another thing set up like we done one time at Bang and Banjo would be good. Or,
that was fun.
yeah, even maybe further south. There's a lot of great breweries even further south. Go down. We just make a weekend out of it. Get a place. 'Cause unfortunately, South Florida is so freaking spread out. If you want to do anything, you got to go stay. When we go to Miami, a lot of times my wife and I, we just get a room down there in Brickell and stay. Because, by the time you're driving, you hit traffic on a weekend, it's 90 minutes.
Yes.
Take the Bright Line. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Suits just plugged in our little ride for today, and he's saying it's going to take us an hour and a half to get there with traffic.
Yeah.
Coral Springs is no joke from where we are.
I got to pull up a map.
Don't underestimate the trip to Coral Springs on a Friday in rush hour.
So
Yeah.
are we figgity fucked if we leave at 3:58?
I would leave at 3:30.
Damn. Okay.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
That's like the length of a movie.
Yeah, honestly, people down south, though, when I was down there, I got a good taste of it. That's just the realization of it. And it was like when I would, be spending weekends down in Miami, I was just like, oh my gosh, like everything was just a to-do to get around. And I can see it. I think, when I was down there, it just seems like everybody in South Florida is like this. Like we all have, whatever town you live in, you hardly ever leave it. And so you don't even know what the hell's going on unless you're going to an Adrian Arch Center or the Broward Center or AAA or something like that. You don't really wander out,
Oh, shit, we're by the swamp?
Yeah.
We went out to the swamp today?
Yeah, you were all the way out there by the Everglades.
It's west, baby.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's west. Yeah, you're taking the Sawgrass Expressway to Sample.
It says it's the Seminole Casino. Did I live out there back when we lived in Miami? Is that where I live? I lived out in Davie. Is that close to where we're going?
No.
I'm not really good with maps or
no.
locations. Okay.
No. Roundabout. You could say, yeah. It's closer than New York City.
You're right. I'm looking at the map. It's nowhere fucking near it.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, Harold in the chat room's like, yeah, that's my drive every Monday through Friday. Yeah, so a lot of people gotta do a deal with it. It's just what you do. That's the whole thing. I wonder if, because I'd seen where Palm Beach County at Fort Lauderdale, they just had an article this week. Satisfaction is way low about traffic in Fort Lauderdale. They're upset. Palm Beach, get ready for it. 25% increase in population in the next 10 years. You're going to start seeing that. Boy, I tell you, I try to get around Friday afternoons. It's even in Palm Beach. It is tough.
Oh,
And I wonder, it's kind of the slow slide north. People they incubate a little bit down in Dade, and then they start creeping north.
I grew up in Palm Beach Gardens, my teenage years from like age 11 on, and getting on North Lake Boulevard was not a big deal. It was, you get to 95 in 2 minutes. It took me almost 30 minutes to get from US 1 to I-95 on North Lake Boulevard. It was on a Tuesday afternoon. I mean, it's just awful.
North Lake is
so congested.
It really is. I try to avoid North Lake.
It could take you, I think it took me about 40 minutes to get from one end from 95 to east.
Yeah, I can see that. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. And even in Port St. Lucie, when I got to Port St. Lucie, man, what a quiet little cow town that was. And now Port St. Lucie, to me, looks about like what Okeechobee did when I first got to town. I mean, it's crazy there, too.
Oh, the pizzle has boomed, baby.
Right up in between Tradition, all that. Yeah, I've hit some pockets of traffic. I'm going, where the hell am I?
I would love to live up in the pizzle. If it wasn't so far from work, I think I'd be a pizzle person. I just love it up there.
Yeah, well, that's just it. People want a little bit more quieter. They keep gravitating north, so it's like we keep trading our problems. Palm Beach has Fort Lauderdale problems from 15, 20 years ago, and it just keeps shading on up. But yeah, I saw Fort Lauderdale. They are not happy with the traffic situation. It is bad. It's one of the worst commutes in America.
Is all of Miami-Dade County, is that all packed pretty much? Or is there parts of that county that's not been populated yet?
No, I mean, you can get down. I've gone through Kendall, sometimes okay. Doral, not too bad. You go a little bit west and southwest. It's not as bad. You can navigate a little bit. But, yeah, as you start inching in, pretty much, because they've got the highways there. You got the Dolphin and the Palmetto, and anything outside of that, not too bad. But if you're inside of that, it can be a little crazy. So there you go. You know about that, though, Jay-Bird. I don't have to tell you.
I hate those kind of bridges. They had so many of those winding, okay, let's just keep winding around, make you dizzy kind of bridges. That was just in Broward County.
That's a highway. Yeah, that's not even a bridge.
But Palm Beach County's not like that. They have just a regular ramp and you get off. You start getting down in Broward, every fucking ramp. So, okay, let's go up and down over the loop, and here you go to 95. It's like, what the fuck, Broward?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the 595 interchange is crazy.
All of their highways, loop-de-loop shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to like tonight either. It is far.
Well, I had to drive in. I got Duber.
Denny's?
Denny's.
Let me see if you're looking for different stuff this weekend. Recommendations for a little pizza binge watching. Somebody said try Apicella Pizza on Forest Hill Boulevard, Kirk Road in West Palm Beach. Jay Bird.
Okay, thank you.
And also binge watching. Check out Crashing on HBO and Sneaky Pete, Goliath, and the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon. So that's Yammy. Some suggestions.
There's one they just uploaded, or it's pretty new on Netflix. It's all about the Hulk Hogan case and how he got all that money when he sued that one, I think it was Gawker.
Yes.
And it kind of talks about the media and what they do. It looks really good.
Did he get the money?
He got a shit ton of money. I think he's got more money than he ever has.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he sued them and won.
Yeah, he's going to be the next one. He's going to get his own big movie. Chris Hemsworth is going to be playing the role of Hulk Hogan in a biopic.
Wow.
I'll definitely watch that. That kind of, I would watch that.
It's about, so, and it's Chris Hemsworth.
That could be a good movie.
The second hottest guy, according to Ranker right now. So it's going to be young, hot Thunderlips Hogan. And
so many people hate Hogan, man. It's so funny hearing a lot of these people that worked with him in the past. They just said he was such an egomaniac, and he would stomp on opportunities for other people just so he could keep his opportunity there.
Dang.
Yeah, they said he was a diva.
Well, it's probably the world of wrestling, though, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's very competitive.
And you're talking about a time where they were doing cocaine left and right, drinking, doing pills. I mean, I don't want to say every single one of them, but a majority of the wrestlers back in the day were on goofballs and fucked up.
I hope they show all that.
I think they will.
In the movie.
Yeah, I think because they've talked about it before.
Are they going to show where Andre the Giant took a shit on him?
Is that confirmed?
I think so. He's on a plane. Yeah, Hogan was with some chicks, and Andre the Giant went up and took a dump on him.
It's so funny because so much shit happens on planes with these wrestler stories. They go on these, world tours, and they'll go across the globe.
But they're all together.
They're all together,
and they're all competing for attention. And so it's like it's a hot compression group.
Think about that. Exactly what you said. Then you throw on cocaine, pills, alcohol, and ego.
It's a pressure cooker.
It's a pressure cooker.
There are a few pizza suggestions for you. Tom in Coral Springs said, Jaybird, you should try out Pasquale's Pizza and Subs on Coral Ridge Drive. They said that's great pizza. Jen said, go to Pizza Time tonight. It's on Sample Road. You're going to be right there.
Oh, and it's fun to say, pizza time.
Pizza
Yeah,
time.
bitches.
All right, daddies, we're going to pizza time.
Get the coral pie. It's famous in Coral Springs.
The pizza time is the
yeah,
coral pie?
it's called the coral pie.
How do you know this? Are you
making it
fucking trolling me and I'm falling for it?
I love the coral pie.
Yeah, and some people are saying that the expressway's not as bad. I mean, as you know, with pretty much throughout South Florida, you go west, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm double down and saying 3:30 is way too early.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be
Oh.
interesting to see.
I don't know the area. Whenever I don't know an area, I get scared.
Yeah, I think when you get to the expressway, it's okay. And, the turnpike's, usually flows at a decent rate on Fridays. Not too bad. So we'll see. We'll get there one way or the other. Heather from the Pizzle said, hey, I just saw Hollywood's coming out with a movie about Jaybird's relative. It's called The Kid with Dane DeHaan, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, who's also directing, and Chris Pratt.
That one hurts.
Said the trailer looks really good, and I just wanted to mention.
Yeah, found out that I'm definitely not related to Billy the Kid. That's a lie. I told you there's one other lie I found out in my family that I'm not allowed to talk about. But
Is it a paternity thing?
no, it's just more finding out something that you thought was real and it's not.
You're not Native American?
No, you couldn't get. First of all, quit guessing. All right, I'll tell you when I'm drunk. just record
Tonight.
me.
I'll see you at 5.
Yeah, just record me secretly. If you secretly record me when I'm drinking, you'll be able to easily get it.
I would never secretly record you.
Bullshit.
Unless it was for finding out what's going on in your love life.
Yeah, you would secretly record me.
But
then.
I wouldn't play it back.
I just listen to it over and over again, play it to all your friends.
Exactly.
I'd just have my friends act it out in a play.
Yeah. Okay, somebody wants to know, is Jaybird going to be helping out his niece's friend?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Okay. He's not going to go to that wedding.
No.
Miami. Not going to happen. You could just have a whole you could go from Broward County to Miami-Dade. And then, well, you know what? Sunday, hit the Keys, man. Hit Monroe
You could
County.
call it the mistake tour. Just go all these places and mess up.
Denny's was telling me about Key West that if you get a DUI down there, they don't send you to jail. They give you a note, and then you have to go to court with it. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know. Maybe I have heard it's different down there. Like the attorneys, they are wearing flip-flops and shorts and Hawaiian shirts. And it's super relaxed and chilled. Yeah, somebody had told me that had been in there. I can't remember. I think they had gone down and got drunk and disorderly and said it was the most chill court I've ever been in my life.
Well, he said that the guy got a DUI. They didn't throw him in jail. They gave him a paper. He had to come back with the paper, but it was not. He had to come back to the Keys just for court. He had to keep coming down to the Keys. So it's you kind of got.
They got his tourism money three times.
And everyone usually is happy they're going to the Keys, but you're going to a DUI case.
What was his punishment?
I don't know, Denny. We didn't get to that far. I want to know if that happens in the Keys. Are they that laid back where you don't go to jail for a DUI? You get a slip?
Yeah, I don't know. I know the jail's on Stock Island, right? Isn't that where it is? That's where they lock them all the cronies up. So if you've spent a weekend on Stock Island, not good. Stock Island's where our old radio station was.
Did we ever visit that?
Yeah, we did a show from there.
Oh, yeah.
You were there.
I remember.
How's that Alzheimer's going?
No, I remember it now. Guys, there's so much shit going on. I don't know how you guys keep it straight.
About Cameo.com, Matt in California said, hey, guys, I got a question for each of you, including Denny's and Suits. Would any of you make a Cameo profile for fans who want a little quip from you? If you made the profile, how much would you charge? And what would be over the line to ask from you? I feel like Jaybird's line would be hard to cross.
I kind of like where we're going with this. All right.
Yeah.
The harder that line is, the more the price is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like, because the Cameo side, if you didn't hear what it is, it's celebrities or former celebrities that will send out, it's typically birthday, anniversary greetings, or just saying, hey, man, congratulations on that promotion, whatever, and you pay anywhere from, but typically about $200 to $300 is the going rate, but, if you get Caitlyn Jenner, it's $1,000. But Caitlyn Jenner was way higher than most people. Most people are like a Vince Neil, $300, Tommy Lee, $350. So that's kind of about the going average.
We will not be charging that.
Yeah, no.
No. Those are former celebrities and current celebrities. What about the never were celebrities?
Yeah, I'll pay you $5 if I can do it. It sounds fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wonder what they do. I assume they just make a video and then I wonder how the transfer system works, because the celebrity's not going to send it right to you because you would have their cell phone.
They probably have a link you have to log
Yeah.
into with your email,
Probably,
and then you'll
yeah,
get it that
it's
way.
all set up on the Cameo site would be my guess.
They probably upload it to Cameo, and then Cameo emails it to you.
You pay Cameo, they deal with the money, and they deal with the digital transfer of
Yeah.
Hey,
So the
Kevin Ralston, it's Vince Neil. How's it going, buddy? Would you like Vince Neil to do a personal one for you?
It would do nothing for me. No. No.
Sorry, I interrupt you, Virginia. I'm sorry.
You're okay. I know that Cameo probably takes a little handling fee too, so the
Sure,
celebrity
yeah.
doesn't
They
get
have to
all
make
that.
money
Yeah.
somewhere, yeah.
They probably take a 10 to 15%.
Yeah, probably at some point. Yeah, for being the middleman, making all that happen. You gotta get paid somehow, Virginia.
Yeah. They were hiring too. I saw Cameo was hiring for salespeople. They were hiring for people to work at Cameo, and I was wondering, how does that work? Like, do they work in like celebrity relations and trying to recruit celebrities
Probably,
to do
yeah.
it, and then stroke them and help them come up with their prize?
Definitely.
And lie to them and tell them how great they are.
Yeah,
Kind
probably.
of fascinating.
Well, they need the
Yeah.
celebrity, so they're going to have to kiss the celebrity. It's not Cameo if you don't have any celebrities.
Exactly. But wouldn't that kind of be a fun job, the Cameo ass kisser? You go around to all these C-list celebrities and try to tell them how wonderful they are?
No, because honestly, the thing was, I was watching all the videos. I was taken away from it. I was actually getting depressed. I really was. It was very depressing. I was like, oh my gosh! Like I almost at some point, I almost just got out a bottle of scotch and started drinking and crying.
Like, the only people that should be doing
terrible.
it is radio people, and that's even, and they should be doing it for about $2. Celebrities, I can see why it's depressing.
Well, it's just, a lot of them, like I said, the ones that they have right now, they're just so far removed from what you saw. And the Vince Neil, I was like, it was shocking. I was like, oh my gosh, because the last I'd seen him was when he was day hammered with Nicolas Cage, and they were out front fighting and hugging out front of that Vegas casino.
Yes.
And that was a real moment in Nicolas Cage.
Fighting and hugging.
He was still overacting. Do you remember how over the top Nicolas Cage was?
No, don't do it, Vince. No,
It was
Vince.
so-
Don't be this way. Yes. And it does. From that video that Vince put, it doesn't look like Vince is sobered up since. Like it looks like Vince is. Well, because Crew wrapped it up. They don't do anything. He does his own little private one-off shows, and then they got back in to do some stuff for this Netflix show's coming out March. But that's it. And so. Not that he was keeping himself together for the Motley Crue tours, but it's almost like, all right, I can let myself finally go.
But I'd imagine that Vince Neil's got some demons.
He does.
He killed somebody, so that's, I think, no matter what.
Yeah, his biggest demon, he had a daughter that got a disease and died, Skylar.
Oh.
Yeah, and that seemed to be, and you might find that out from the Netflix special, because they show one of the clips is the guy who's playing Vince Neil, and he's throwing a little girl up in the air in a pool, and he's skinny and all that kind of stuff, and he was. And I remember when that happened with Vince, and then afterwards it was just. Yeah.
How old was the daughter when she died?
She was like at 4 years old, somewhere around there. It was something like that, something along those lines.
Yeah, that'd be a reason
Yeah.
that I would probably never come out of the bottle.
You couple that with him killing somebody, and then just all the other stuff that goes
They
with
probably
it.
got over that pretty quick, yeah.
You think he did? You don't think that? You don't think him killing that guy still haunts him?
I don't know. We'll
Really?
see. Who knows?
I think it does. It's got to. Right?
They got a lot. They ran hot. Just go show you run hot, you're gonna.
They ran too hot. I mean, they ran so hot.
They ran a little hot, yeah.
And they even said though, they'd never ran as hot as Ozzy Osbourne. They were doing all these drugs, and then Ozzy Osbourne's, oh yeah, and he snorted ants, and they all looked at each other. You just snort ants?
Yes.
Ozzy did ants?
Ants, yeah.
That's
Ozzy,
next level.
Ozzy's unreal. Ozzy would be a great story. No one's touching that one yet.
Oh, because you got to
Ozzy's-
go through Sharon Osbourne.
Probably, yeah, and I think that's kind of it. I think she's even kind of said that because I think some people have been sniffing around. They want to do the Ozzy story, and because they've kind of got a little bit of infidelity that I think's happening that they necessarily don't want a spotlight on, you know.
Well, that's what was part of the thing with the Queen movie. The guys in the band did not want it to be over the top sex stuff with Freddie Mercury. They didn't want to make it so, like a sleazy type of film. And that's what Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to do with it.
They glossed over that. They made it sound that Freddie Mercury was screwing anything he wanted to wherever, and so in the Bohemian Rhapsody they address it verbally, kind of like in an interview or in a press conference or something like that. I can't remember what it was, one of the two. But that was all they dealt with. It wasn't showing him excessively.
And the movie's PG-13 too.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I was
It
okay
is.
with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody told me, I think Mags would like it. So I went to go look and make sure it wasn't R. Because for me, I feel like the Queen movie should be R.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had heard stories, Brian May, and I don't know if this is real or not, but from what I've seen in documentaries and I've read in articles, the song Don't Stop Me Now was a Freddie Mercury song, and Brian May didn't like it because it kind of showcased Freddie really just...
I'm having such a good time.
I am
Call
taking
me
that for...
if you want a good time.
I'm constantly I'm living life on the edge, baby. I got an appetite, and I'm eating it all.
Yeah, they kind of, they have other ways of doing that. There's a scene in the movie, and Freddie Mercury calls for a party, and he's like, I want to party. And so he has all of his, weird, glamorous, it's kind of tricked out. It looks like something you would probably see at Pride this weekend. It's a very eccentric, flamboyant type party. And so he's partying his ass off and drinking, and the other bandmates are kind of sitting there, and a lot of them are with their wives, and they just look quiet and demure, and Freddie's ready to turn it up a notch, and like, I think we're going to go home, Freddie. And so the rest of the band was a little bit more low-key, and he's like, and, he was looking at it saying, well, you guys got families, all this kind of stuff. This is all I have, and I think that was kind of it with Freddie. So he had a weird thing, because earlier on, the girl that's in the movie that you saw kind of has a relationship with her, but he, then realizes he's gay, but she stayed around him.
She loved him as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that part was true. I think she loved him as a person.
And so she lived next door to him. So he kind of kept the whole thing. So it was kind of a weird. He always wanted that one-on-one connection with somebody.
I think they were a bit of soulmates. They had
Yeah.
they just he wasn't attracted to her. I mean, I'm sure he was at some point. I don't know.
Do you think I should watch it with Mags or no? Is it a little too much?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you could watch it with her. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's 14 now. I think you could do it.
Gonna be 14.
Gonna be right
Gonna be,
around the
yeah.
corner.
And
yeah.
what, July, June,
May.
May. That's right. She's got it. Yeah. Come on, Bird.
Same as you. You forgot your birthday month?
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. We got somebody, a lot of people still trying to figure out the digital stuff going on. Liz said, hey, today's a sad day. I've been a listener from the beginning of KVJ and then the KVJ show. Because of my job, I can't listen live. I'm one of the listeners who listens the entire show from beginning to end on the Apple Podcast app. I'm a diehard fan. I was saddened to listen to Monday and Tuesday show this week to hear that you're going to cut out bits from the podcast. I understand the legalities, but I love all your bits. Does this mean no more headphone karaoke, no more finish the lyrics or other bits? Yeah, the beds are weird, but mostly because we're used to the old beds. No, you're going to pretty much have everything.
Yeah, no, Thumbelina, big applause to Thumbelina. She's taking all of the segments and she's putting into one file. The only things we're taking out is the dirt of the day because it's time-stamped.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing a lot of comments, people loving the additions.
It's weird because it's different, but I think the change on that end is going to be a better user experience because you're right. You don't have to go through all 4 hours of bullshit commercials and the dome camera of me and Virginia mouthing like we're in a silent movie.
Right. Yeah, I think it's actually going to wind up a good bit better. It's a few subtle changes that we have to do, but I think considering what you're gaining for what you're losing, I think it's a pretty good trade-off. So I think ultimately when we get it all figured out, it's going to be good.
Moving forward for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. We got a couple other things that's going on here. Let me see. Somebody said here. I'm trying to see this tweet that just came in because Denny's was talking about the this person does not exist. says, with the existence now of this person does not exist, we're talking about on the regular show where they're piecing photos of, people and they're creating people that aren't real online. KVJ is worried about the spreading of fake news. That's why I get all my fake news from the only trusted source, faking Star Wars, and this woman loves it. I'm trying to see, is this the woman that they had on there? Is he saying that that's a fake story? That this person does not exist is a fake site?
I don't know
Okay.
what the fuck is going on. No, I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I was looking at a tweet that Rick had sent us from what we talked about earlier. Anyway, Denise said, hey, when you guys create the best of next week, can you please add the majority of Halloween week? That was the funniest segments of last year. On my road trip during Christmas break, I listened to that entire week all over again and shared it with others, and we laughed our asses off. Jason and his creepy voice, misconnections, freaky stories. Halloween was a great week.
I'm getting comments about people wanting Misconnection to come back.
Okay.
Why we benched that one? Were you not feeling it?
Well, it's just, because, a lot of it goes on comments. A lot of people are just like going, okay, that made me feel weird, And so it's like, I think sometimes after a while with some of the segments we have, and I just kind of like judge it. If more of the comments are kind of like turning negative, like, okay, that was just creepy and weird and I didn't like it and people don't seem to like it. Then I'm like, okay, let's pull it back and not do it for a little while and then see if people are like, if people never say anything, we've had some bits that just disappeared and never came back. And then if after a while people are like, yeah, whatever happened to that bit? I like that bit. And if that starts happening again, then we bring it back for a little short run. And then, when people are going, okay, I'm weirded out by the bit, I hate it.
Well, you have to, for you have to feel like it's a good bit for you to do because you're performing, you're getting into character to do all that, and then to be like, I don't know if this is even good. It's a weird place to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think it's with a lot of things too. I think it's just all in the right portions.
I hear you. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, so I think that's that's how we gauge stuff. So we always try to figure out, are people getting sick of this, or do they miss it? And when it feels like enough people want it, then we'll bring it back.
Get any for Drunk Girl Trivia?
Just one today. Somebody said, hey, what happened to Suits doing Drunk Girl Trivia? I was looking forward to that today. So we'll see. And there was like one or two last week. But there's not enough where I'd be like, okay,
I
we need
agree.
to bring that back. Yeah.
I have not gotten a lot to watch. We need Drunk Girl Trivia, which I'm like, yes.
Yeah. No, nobody's like really fighting for that. So, yeah, it's that'll take at least a nice little siesta. If not a permanent dirt nap, who knows? We'll see. Somebody said, hey, I'm relatively new to the show. I've been watching and listening for the past 6 months, and I love the show and the ATS podcast. Need some help, though. I'm attracted to my son's 5th grade teacher, and I was thinking of asking her out after the school year. Oh. Is that weird or creepy to do? Is it strange that I want to get a few drinks in her and see if she curses? She seems so sweet and bubbly that I think if I hear cursing, it would be a turn on. Love to hear your thoughts.
He's got the teacher crush.
I think you can absolutely ask her out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think it's appropriate to ask her out while she's still teaching your kid.
Yeah.
But last day of school, baby, I would just lay it out there and say, hey, I didn't want to say anything during the year, but you are such a beautiful woman. I would love to take you out and show you a good
beautiful
time.
Woman.
Yeah. I think it's not weird after either. I mean, look, if you're attracted to somebody and you wait the right time to ask, you shouldn't be condemned for that. I mean, people are going to find you attractive sometimes. It's kind of how it's how it works.
Here's my number. If you ever want to call me, let's go out.
If she says no, you back away, and then you okay, thanks.
Yeah.
It should be that easy.
Don't ask her for hers. Just say, hey, here's my number. Here's my email. Here's whatever. If you want to call me, I would love to take you out. You're beautiful. Peace.
Okay.
I love it.
Peace. That's final words.
No, don't listen to that part. Peace. Here's my call me. Peace. What if you did that?
Peace.
Peace, bitches.
Renee, she sent an email, said, I have a good/best friend. We drifted apart. She was my maid of honor and my son's godparent. I was having marital issues. She doesn't like my husband. I get that a lot of people don't.
Uh-oh. If a lot of people don't like your husband.
Your husband's a dick.
Yeah. However, all she has to do is plan a play date or dinner with me and say that she is uncomfortable around him. Okay.
What?
Does that mean he has to go to? Or what are you saying? However, all she has to do is plan a play date or dinner with me and say she is uncomfortable around him. I don't know. She said, nope, can't be your friend anymore. But if anything changes, let me know. It broke my heart that she not only disowned but her godson and my daughter. Should I let it go or text her back?
I guess my question is, I mean, how big of a dick is your husband?
Yeah, your husband must have done something really dicky. And I think, maybe because he's your husband, you are trying to gloss over it. But whatever she did, I mean, if she's turning her back on her godson,
something must have happened. And the thing that something in that email that stuck out was, everybody's got a problem, or a lot of people don't like my husband.
Yeah.
I know people like that, where a guy he's kind of a dick. No one wants to be around him, and that's going to repel people.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean, when you're in that situation, there's going to be situations where your friends don't want to hang out with them. And it sounds like she's trying to maybe go meet her friend without her husband. I think that's what that sentence was. And I don't know if that's the case. And if she's still saying no, that's tough. If she's like, I don't want to meet you just with you, because that would be my suggestion. You just have to do events where your husband isn't around and realize that your friendship is fractured and she don't want to be around him. She don't have to. She don't want to be around toxic, whatever it is with your husband. Hey, you don't have to be around anybody you don't want to be around if you elect not to. And, there might be a part of her, too, that she's trying that tough love thing. And she's trying to say, look, it's a him or me kind of thing. And then you got to decide. Where you are, and maybe ask yourself, why does everybody seem to hate my husband? And
if everybody hates him and you stick by him for a long time, and then one day you have a realization, he's a jerk, and you leave him, then you'll be able to get all those friendships back.
It's typically dicky guys or dicky people who don't work on themselves. They don't get better as they get older.
You're right.
They get dickier.
Yeah, you're right. So, that's tough. I mean, and that might be her thing, is saying, look, tough love. I don't approve with it. So, I mean, you can plead to her and say, look, I understand. I'm sorry. I get it. I can't control him. But, this is me. And, I'm sorry you don't like my choice in husband. But whatever I can do, I still would love to have your friendship. And what would be a situation where we could still somehow be friends? And if she's like, as long as you're with him, then I'm not going to be your friend, then unfortunately that just might be, that's her choice.
I knew somebody that she married this guy after 8 months, and he was so sweet and nice. 8 months, they tie the knot way too early, in my opinion. And as soon as they get married, he turns into a completely different person, and he was such a dick. And I seen it with my own two eyes. He wasn't abusive or anything like that. He just was just a dick, man.
It's awful.
You ever meet people like that? Their personality is just, everything is dicky.
Meet him. I dated him. Yeah. A lot of them. It sucks because people lie to you in the beginning about who they are. And so I think sometimes you got to really get to know somebody before you marry them.
6, 7, 8 months?
8 months is not long enough.
Hell no.
You got to really spend a solid couple of years.
I think you got to at least put 2 in to where you think you know somebody.
I don't hate 2.
Yeah.
I think someone can lie to you for who they are even after a year. If they are diabolic and crazy enough, they can totally do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough too, because she's probably in this thing, and I don't know how you feel about your husband. I don't know where you are with it, but you're just like saying, okay, I'm in it, I'm on it, and it sounds like you got kids and all that stuff. And
I feel bad if I'm kind of going on a dick rant. I'm not saying your husband's that big of a dick.
Well, he's probably a dick.
It might be, and there's probably people out there like going, yeah, gosh, man, my spouse really makes the rest of my life difficult, and it sucks because here I am, I'm in it, baby.
Yeah, guy, girl, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you have one person in the combination that's just not fun to be around.
Oh, yeah,
Tough.
Girls can be dicks. Look at me.
You're more of a dick than a bitch.
It happens.
I kind of agree with that.
And that's kind of a compliment.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Well, if you got anything that you want to run past us, you can send us emails. That's what we're here for. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. I don't know if it's just poor execution or a poor idea. You tell me. The restaurant chain Jack in the Box, we don't have them around here. They're out west, but they're all over the place out west. They're like a
Very
McDonald's
popular,
in California.
yeah.
They're testing out a new product called Burger Dippers. Now, they're fries made out of cheeseburgers, and they basically put breading on sticks of ground up cheeseburger, and then they deep fry them.
I would totally eat that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a drunk person's wet dream.
Burger bites? Fried little pieces of cheeseburger?
Burger dippers, yeah, and then you'd be able to like dip them and something like that.
That sounds amazing and like a heart attack.
I'm surprised more fast food restaurants don't do more creative things. It's probably a corporate thing where they say you can't get too creative.
I think some of them are starting because I think they're realizing that, I mean, look now, you get free marketing. You try something new, people get excited. And if people are like, and Jack in the Box, the one thing I remember from them, because there was one when I worked in California, it was right across the street from the radio station. So we ate at Jack in the Box like every day.
Oh, DJs love burgers.
Yeah, well, it was burgers, but I remember I got a rice bowl all the time. They had like Asian, they had
a lot of options.
It was a very, unlike a lot of typical places, Jack in the Box had a very expansive, like I think if I remember, you get chicken, burgers, basically anything that was fast food, Jack in the Box had. And that might have been it. Everything's in the damn box. I don't know. But, I think they do that kind of stuff even with an expansive menu like Jack in the Box. People just get out of the groove. They're like, I'm kind of tired of the same old, same old. They want something new. So when you throw a new menu item on there, and especially for a little bit of time, it's kind of like us and our bits. You know, you throw out your McRib, and Misconnections is like the McRib of the KVJ show. You know,
you don't want it all the time.
You have it a little bit, and you're like, oh man, I miss this. This is so good. And then after you're like your 8th McRib, you're like, oh, it kind of tastes the same every time. You're like, oh, I'm kind of sick of the McRib.
Ribsy.
Yeah, so you got to yank the McRib away, and then when people are like, I want a McRib, like 8 months later, then you put it back out there for a little while.
But there's some bits that are Big Macs, right? No Name Movie Game.
Oh yeah.
Is that ever going away? Someone in the chat room goes, Mika in the chat room, buy the No Name Movie Game. Boring.
Oh.
But is it though? I don't know. I personally love that game.
Right, yeah.
But I don't want to just, have it because
I've gone down that
Jaybird
path
likes
a few
it.
times. I tried to throw out the conversation, and people, wanted to kick me off the show. I'm like, I started this fucker. Yeah, I almost got kicked off my own show trying to throw that out there. So I realized that No Name Movie Game is more secure than I am.
That's like getting kicked out of your own event.
Yes.
Which you've also had happen.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm afraid to go back at that path again.
Well,
so.
I do love it. I love it. I think ever since the putting the belt in there, I think it's kind of given a little bit new life. Right?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
The belt, which is MIA.
Yeah, but that's part of the charm of the belt. It's almost like its own character.
How many belts we gotta
I
lose?
think we've lost 5 belts already.
The one I want back is the one that was custom made by engineer Keith.
Yeah, those people that took it, they laugh at us every time we bring it up. Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
we're going to bring it back.
It's a guy and a girl. I think they're married. They may be dating.
Hear my plea. Engineer Keith took so much time to make that thing. It was so custom made.
It's beautiful.
Will you please bring that back? Please. Oh, please, mister. Please bring it back.
We'll trade you. What do you want?
No, we don't give in to blackmailing and terrorism, because this is terrorism is what this is.
Well,
no, we're not giving into this.
Tit for tat. I mean, if you give us our belt back, I'll definitely try to give you something cool. Mm-hmm. I just want the belt back.
Yeah. Jose in the chat room said, hey, when are you guys ever going to do an event in Miami? We're, like I said, we're trying to expand down there. I think probably what we would wind up doing is trying to do a brewery event down there. There's a lot of great places that are down there from Wynwood Brewing. That might be a great spot for us to go. And I think that's pretty close to the Tri-Rail. They got a couple places right there.
Okay.
So that might be something where we do, and we try to get like some discount tickets and bring our Broward and Palm Beach people down. And
Tri-Rail or Brightline?
That's what I meant, Brightline.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so do something there, because I've heard that the station is relatively close there.
The Brightline is a fun experience just by itself.
It was.
I looked at Panda the other day. I'm like, let's just get on the Brightline. He's like, where do you want to go? Why would we go? I'm like, just for the fun of it.
Just for the smell of it.
Just for the ride.
Yeah, it might be cool to actually, and the one thing that I'd like to do, and one of the things I'm working on, is I'd like to put together a deal with Brightline and, some of the hotels that are nearby. For if you're in Miami and we do something in Palm Beach, maybe we do it close to the Brightline, and in Lauderdale, and we can do all that kind of stuff and do like a little Brightline tour.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And then we'd have hotel rooms in either, so you can either opt to stay or you can hop back on that thing later after the event if you want to. Just figure it out. South Floridians need to start getting out and seeing South Florida, because every part of it, I love every part of South Florida.
You're right.
All the way down to Key West. There's something cool and different. There's a different vibe.
Well, shit, we're going to the swamp today.
Yeah, go to the swamp. You got something different there. You get to Miami. You got all the great Spanish influence.
We're going to get the coral pie.
You got me all jacked up about this coral pie. It sounds real, too. I could see our restaurant going, yeah, this is our custom-made coral pie. John Coral, he's a big coral fan.
Yeah. So there you go. So we will be down there at 5 o'clock today. So when it's going to be going on. So see the Coral Springs Sportsplex. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Back a little bit next week. Y'all be good. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.